What's going on, everybody? In this video I'm going to go with a different route. I'm going to kind of combine my two concepts in videos. I did the nature stuff on a separate video last time. Didn't really care for it. It was kind of boring. So this time I'm going to do my self-development progress and then put in the background the nature stuff, and that should make it a little bit more entertaining and give you something better to look at other than my face. But yeah, enjoy the video, like, subscribe, and I'm going to go ahead and give you an update on what's going on. Thanks. Alright, coming into this, I'm going to talk about the house and where I'm at and all that. So previously I put in the offer, we did some bouncing back and forth, we met at a price, and then it just came down to finishing all the loan stuff, and I've had to jump through so many hoops with this company, getting them pay stubs and more pay stubs, and then it's just been crazy. And then they messed something up, and my employer had to keep sending them the same information over and over again, and then it ended up we had to send them to my employer's accountant so my accountant could explain to them why they were wrong. Or not my accountant, her accountant could explain to them why they were wrong. And that was just a whole ordeal. But that got over with. They sent the appraiser out there, and he came back with a list of things that the FHA loan wouldn't allow that needed to be fixed. One of them was the paint was peeling on the outside, which the whole thing is because there was a time when lead-based paint was popular. Excuse me. And this is supposed to be a first-time homeowners loan, so they don't want someone buying their first home to move into a house and have to repair it to be able to live there. And they don't want lead-based paint, obviously. So that's one thing. Some of the roofing stuff, like the fascia board and all that, was rotting out, and I was gonna fix that, but the FHA loan required them to fix it, so they went ahead and fixed it, which I'm not complaining. I honestly didn't think they were gonna fix any of it, so the fact that they did, I thought I was gonna have to look for another house. So, and then there's some other small stuff that I can't remember exactly, but a lot of it was small other than that. And so they got all that fixed, and the only thing now is we're just waiting on closing. They want a few more pay stubs, because my closing date was supposed to be December 27th or something like that, but it got pushed back further because of the appraiser required all those things to be fixed, so it pushed it back another 3-ish weeks. And it may close quicker, but right now my closing date estimated is January 18th. And it's looking like, because they've already fixed everything, the appraiser's already scheduled to come back out, and it's the 1st, so if he can get out there within a few days, then I should be able to move in a lot earlier than the 18th, so that'll be good. So yeah, that all being said, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do about internet and online schooling. Obviously, I like to game a little bit, but I can put that aside. But the online schooling is pretty important to me. So I need to figure out an internet solution, which I'm sure there is one. I just have to get creative. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, the drive isn't going to be too far away from anything. I'm super excited to have a gym downstairs in the basement, like where I can just go downstairs and work out and not have to go all the way to the gym. That's going to be super convenient. And so that's going to be nice. And then I guess that's all as far as that goes. And then as far as my personal situation going on, it's not one of those New Year, New Me, New Year's resolutions. I started this early December, but I'm adding step by step to my self-development plan, because I don't want to overwhelm myself by throwing a bunch of stuff in there at once. So first of all, a few months ago I started going to the gym regularly, And that was when the COVID cases were starting to dwindle a little bit better. So I was comfortable going to the gym. And that lasted about a month and a half maybe. But now the cases in Tullahoma, where I work out at, are getting more and more common. So me and my friend decided to kind of step out of the gym for a little bit, do some home workouts, and just try to stay in shape the best we can without the gym until we get into this house. So I've been doing some subpar home workout. If I don't know, I guess you could call it that. I can feel that I'm actually getting some workout in, but it doesn't feel as good as the gym. But that's part of it. And then starting this week, I went on a calorie deficit intermittent fasting diet, which, I mean, it's not really that complicated. It's pretty simple. Literally just below my, like, I'm consuming calories below my maintenance calories, and my maintenance calories are about 2,800, and I'm consuming about 2,200 calories a day, and I'm doing an 8-hour eating period, 16-hour fasting period every day. And my reasoning for the fasting period is it's supposed to be actually better for your, there's a bunch of health benefits, and I'm not a health expert to explain all this, but it's supposed to help with like blood clotting and some other stuff. Don't quote me on that, but if you're curious, there's all kinds of resources you can look up and figure out what I'm talking about. And on top of that, not only am I doing a calorie limit, I'm also being very specific on what I eat. And I feel like that's a huge part of a successful diet, is being able to control what you eat, because you can eat 2,100 calories worth of donuts a day, and that's not a lot of donuts, and you're going to be very hungry and very nutrient deprived. So you got to be, the more strict it is on your calories, the more specific you have to be on what you eat. So, and I'm cutting 700 calories out of my maintenance, so I'm having to be pretty specific. So I'm aiming to, for each meal, I'm aiming for about 30% protein, about 40% fats, and the rest carbs. And so, for instance, and not all my meals are perfect, but they're close. They're within that range. For instance, for breakfast, which I had a huge breakfast, I'd rather have a huge breakfast and taper down my meals throughout the day. I ate a cup of oatmeal, a quarter cup of pumpkin puree, like not the pie mix, actual just pumpkin puree with no sugar or anything added. A tablespoon of Splenda brown sugar mix. It's still got brown sugar in it, but it's like half and half Splenda. So it's a lot healthier. And then I'm missing something. No, I guess not. No, that's everything. And then I had a protein shake on the side, because there was no protein in that, and I wanted to throw some protein in. So I did like coconut milk, unsweetened, and a scoop of muscle milk protein powder, 3 raw eggs, and 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. So that got the fats in there that I was wanting from the peanut butter, and it got protein in there from all 3 of those things. Have protein in them, a decent amount. So, and that was about 52 grams of protein, I want to say, total. So that's an example. There's a decent amount of carbs in there, decent amount of protein, and a decent amount of fat between all of them. So it's a pretty good balance, and really not much sugar. A tablespoon of that Splenda / brown sugar stuff is, I could probably do without that, but for my own sanity, my own ability to keep this diet going for a long time without getting bored, the sugar kind of helps. So, but I'm gonna continue to do this probably indefinitely, because ultimately I'm at 240 pounds, and this isn't the heaviest I've ever been, but 250 is the heaviest I've been, but it's definitely not where I want to be. I want to be at 200 pounds, and that's a soft number. If I'm 220 and it's obvious that it's mostly muscle putting me at 220, then I'm okay with that. But I want to get rid of this stomach fat, really. That's the majority of where my weight's at, and get down to at least looking healthy. And so that's one thing I'm doing. I've got a jump rope on the way because I don't do enough cardio. I don't really enjoy running. My thing is it's a bad excuse, but for some reason running. First of all, I'm tall, and I've had joint problems my whole life, and being tall doesn't help that any. So, but also I've got sinus issues, and when I run, my ears start popping like crazy, and I'd rather jump roping. You'd think would be just as bad, but it's really not. It actually is a lot better. And at the gym, I was doing a stair stepper for cardio, and I don't have that here anymore, so I had to come up with a solution. So jump roping seems like a good middle ground solution. So that plus my makeshift home workouts, I think I'll be able to stay at least, I want to at least maintain enough of my muscle that I've built to be able to go back into the gym after we get in the new house, and still be able to maintain a majority of my weights that I had developed. So that's got that covered. Other personal stuff. I thought I was going to take a break from school and get my real estate license. After thinking about it, I've decided that I'm going to continue with school as part-time, not full-time, and then just do I'm taking 3 classes, and where I would take 4 or 5, I'm going to put the real estate license in that time slot and go ahead and get it. That way I'm not taking away from my education that much, and I still get the real estate license, because even if I don't use the real estate license, it'll be good because my future plan is to invest in real estate. So if you have a real estate license, basically, if you represent yourself and sell yourself a house, quotes around that, you can't see me, but if you sell yourself the house, then the commission pays the closing cost most of the time. So it actually works out pretty good that way. And then and that'll just really support my future goals. And the same reason why I'm going to school, because it supports my future goals. I don't know if I want to program the rest of my life, but programming is a good way to make money, and it's something that I enjoy enough that I could do it for a while, and that'll fund my actual overall big picture goal of investing in real estate, buying rentals and renting them out. Basically passive income. Instead of spending my money, I don't want to be a consumer. I want to be an investor, because if you're a consumer, you're spending your money on, I don't want to say, you have to be a consumer to an extent, but you don't have to be a consumer to where every penny you make gets spent on something that's not going to equate to anything in your net worth. And I don't want to be that person. And if that's how people want to live, I'm not downplaying that any. I just want to invest my money so that my money is making me more money, rather than just going into someone else's hands. So, and that's my personal plan. There's different ways to live life, and I respect anybody else's choice, but that's what I want to do. So, and that's pretty much everything I've got going on. I'm still in this cabin for now. If my expected closing date is what it actually ends up being, then I've got about 3 weeks left in here, but it's not too bad. I've got it figured out where I can kind of make it pretty well, and I've had 2 weeks off, and that's given me time to really just develop this plan more thoroughly, because I've been at home by myself, just thinking. I don't have any distractions other than obviously gaming, but a lot of times a lot of times I sit there and think while I game, so it's not really that big of a distraction. But anyways, that pretty much sums up what I've got going on. And if I left anything out and you want information on that, you can comment and ask, and I'll get back with you. And if you can help me out by hitting that subscribe button, liking the video, sharing it, anything else, I'd like to get more people on board with this series, because I feel like there may not be much going on right now, but I have huge goals, and I think long term this will be an exciting series, especially for me to go back and rewatch, because right now I'm kind of I'm not at rock bottom, I don't want to say that. I'm kind of at a good foundation to build on. That's what I want to call it. I'm at a good spot where I can climb, and I can record the process, and maybe one day I can help someone else get through the same process. I don't know. I don't know how that'll play out, but we'll see. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.